Well, after lengthy delays because of illness and other things taking place, we're finally getting back to working on our countertop. And we've made some decisions that are going to be different than what we first started out. But that's part of what happens when you're remodeling an old house. Things don't work out just the way you think they will. And so we're having to make some adjustments. I think I mentioned at one point that our countertop material is 17 inches shorter than what we needed to be for our kitchen cabinets. So we're having to make some adjustments on how we're doing things. Had to completely change our thinking of what's going to happen. So we are out here today working on some of the countertops and trying to get it cut to the dimensions that we need to use it in. Okay, we've measured our countertop, have a bit of backstop on it, and we are now beginning to cut through this material. We're going to try anyway. It's very hard laminate material with epoxy in the middle, so we're having to make some adjustments. We're getting ready to cut this down, to rip it down to size to start with, though. Okay, that's our first cut on material. It should be wide enough for our countertop, and we have to cut out some other pieces. It still seems like it flares out at the end a little bit on both sides. No, we're going to have to cut it square on one end anyway. Look at it. But you're going to have just a couple more holes to fill. But I figure once you figure out how to do one hole, that is pretty close to perfect. So I was lining it up on this front edge. Put this on there. Yeah. I think that's close enough. That's going against the wall anyway, right? At least either side. A 30-second at least, Dad. You know, either side is going to go against the wall, so. So do we trim? It depends if you want to fill more holes or. Well, you're going to have to fill that anyway, so what difference does it make? So we got to go 20, 25 and a quarter. Just this way. So what we're doing is the piece is too short, so we're going to have to cut a piece of other material and blend that in, tie that in, so it will all match up as we put it together in the end, we hope. Okay. So we'll grab a 2x4 and put it underneath there. Once you cut the middle one first. This will go against the wall too, I think, yeah. Make sure I'm not going to be cutting the other board up. Well, we've got the top holes all cut and filled, the fill-in piece ready, and we had plugs actually that came out of the bowling lane originally. Then we filled those, then we had to fill around them a little bit. So we'll be touching that up at a later date. Well, we have our countertops all sanded, ready to be installed. So that's our next step. We'll be going into the house in the next session and starting taking out the old counters. They are in such a bad condition to be able to do that and start working on those. I'm sure we'll have a lot of surprises. Well, thank you for being with me today and watching what's going on as we work on our countertops and try to get our kitchen remodel rehab working along. Every step that we make is a surprise in what we have to come up with. And I've been doing this for a lot of years, but everything is different. My father once said, he was a building contractor. Whenever you do a rehab or remodel on a house, he said add 30% to your estimate, because it's always going to come up with something that you did not expect. So he's right on with that. So we want to get you to comment on what we're doing. Let us know if you have suggestions, what you think about things. Let us know where you live and where you're writing from. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Make comments, share it with your friends. We appreciate it. You take care. God bless.